Hey guys, so I feel like I missed yesterday's video. I don't even remember. But really and truly it's because this video has been so hard for me to make, because this really was like the make or break of my relationship. Not really, but like it's a really big part of my relationship, and I'm just gonna do it. Get it over with. I'm gonna do the whole story today, I promise. So welcome back to my channel, guys. If you guys are new, welcome. Let me just get into this video. So I feel like I did all background stories already, so you're already up to date with all the need to know information of my relationship and why my relationship was rocky before going into the camp and things like that. So yeah, we ended up getting my parents got mail from this camp. My brother went to it last year, and that year he was going again. And so they went and they asked for counselors. So I was like, my mom was like, oh, maybe you should go and counsel. At this time, me and my parents' relationship were a lot better. She went to me and said, maybe we should go into this camp, do counseling since you don't have a job right now. I said, great. It was 2 months that I had to be away, and I didn't think I could be away from John for 2 months. So I was like, oh, John, you don't really like your job. How about we become counselors? And he's like, sure, why not? And we did the interview over the phone, and I wasn't sure if you could do it because it was with a union, so I wasn't sure if outsiders can go into the thing. I thought maybe they reserved it for just people who used to go to the camp or family members of the camp or whatever. And so I told John, I was like, oh, because they asked. At this time, John was trying to get away from his mom, so he came off of his mom's phone bill and went to my phone plan. So his phone number had mine as caller ID. So they asked why. So we're cousins, yada yada yada, whatever. We were both excited. This was the time I stopped smoking because I wasn't sure if we could smoke. So and John was like kind of into like vaping at the time, so we were just like, let's just pack up on vapes and let's vape and blah 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 blah. So anyway, we went to the camp. We were excited. It was fun. I was excited that I wanted him there. Sorry, because back then I didn't realize why, but now reflecting on it, I really wanted him there because I never been able to go to a place and be like, oh, my boyfriend's right here. Like, I'm very, very flirtatious and things like that. But I always feel left out and sad and depressed because all the other girls are, going on dates. And, oh, my God, he asked me and blah, 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 blah. And I never got that. So I didn't want to have that alone. And I'm just like, I want to be in that excitement too. So that was kind of why. And anyway, we were there at the camp, and this guy kind of got fixated on me. He was really cool. He was a nice guy. He smoked just like me. They could smoke there, so vaping was dumb anyway because I went to smoke anyway. So we smoked. There was a place called Stonehenge, and that's where you went to go smoke and chill out as counselors. And so it was okay. Like, we became friends, but he wanted more, and I just wanted him to be my friend. Like, he gave me that attention, and I liked it, and I just wanted to be his friend. He was this big, like, friendly guy. And so his name was Ralph. I don't remember. I said that. But yeah, so Ralph, you know, he kind of really liked me and wanted to do more things with me and stuff. In the beginning, I told, you know, people that we were cousins, but then I started like getting like a little vibe where I was like, I wanted to tell them that he was actually my fiance, because at that time, you know, I don't know if I said this in another video, I'm pretty sure I did, but at that time, we were engaged. I call it fake engaged. I don't remember if I said it or if I said it in previous videos that I tried to do, but I never uploaded, so I'm just going to tell you really quick. John gave me a ring, and it was off of Amazon, and he gave me that ring. It was like $20, and my sister was like, oh, you know, ring is, you know, it doesn't matter how much it is, it's just matters if it comes from the heart. He gave it to me, and he didn't like go down on one knee or whatever, so he just gave it to me and kind of like said, will you marry me? I'm like, yes. And my parents saw the ring, and my mom was like, oh, what is this? And I was like, oh, it's an engagement ring and whatever. And they were like, oh, you're too young to get married, blah 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 blah, and it's not real, and blah 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 blah. So in my mindset, he's like my fiance, so that's why I introduced him as my fiance. But and then the lady caught wind, the owner or whatever caught wind, and she was like, oh, why'd you say that he was your cousin? I was like, oh, I wasn't sure if he could come in or not. And she kind of like laughed and was like, yeah, you can. I'm like, oh, well, yeah, we're dating or whatever. And because her two daughters like were counselors at the camp too, so anything they go, they're like, that's fucking annoying. Anything they hear, they go around the camp. I didn't know that those were her daughters, and someone told me right after, we're like, oh, be careful, don't say anything in front of them, because they are the daughters of the owner and they tell their mom everything. And I already said it in front of one of them, and so it already went to the mom. And I was just like, oh, never saying anything in front of them ever again. Like, how do they have friends? Because like they know that they're gonna tell their moms. But whatever. Yeah, it was okay for a little bit. And but then John kind of started getting really, really clingy. And remember, our relationship was rocky, so it was like I wanted to hang out with him less and wanted to hang out with Ralph more. And I don't know why I craved that attention or whatever. I feel like it was my depression. I feel like it was because, you know, I couldn't stop from getting those attentions from guys. And so we kind of had a really bad first month. It was rough. It was rough, and I didn't know on his side, but it was really rough on his side too, because everyone loved Ralph and everyone knew that Ralph liked me, and so they just hated him because I was dating him. And they fought with him every night. They stole his DS and like went through his stuff and shit like that or whatever. They lied and said he stole things or whatever. Like, no one really liked us at the camp, like both of us, because on my side too, the girls didn't like me. They thought that I was, I don't know, they just didn't like me. Like, we weren't popular, and I was never popular. I was never a popular person, so I never really liked that. I made a couple friends, but most of my friends didn't last till the end of camp. And one of my friends, they just did not want to be, one of John's friends did not want to be friends with him anymore because they were really close, because it was literally like a high school, bro. Like, she didn't want to be friends with him anymore because every 5 seconds they had a rumor that him and her were sleeping with each other or whatever. And she just didn't like the rumor or whatever. And we had a really good friend, but I think something happened and she had to leave like 2 weeks before. And then, so it was a lot of like bad shit. But yes, this is part 1. I'm gonna do part 2. I can't believe I'm finally making this video, but I hope you guys like this video and stay tuned for part 2.